The 2024 Paris Olympic Games are fast approaching. There are so many interesting storylines. Noah Lyles unintentionally contributing to Team USA, forming the Basketball Avengers. Noah Lyles himself is also in a great position to win his first Olympic gold medal. Simone Biles aims to bounce back in Paris, and even the growing Australia-USA swimming rivalry. But at Paris 2024, the tennis, which will be played on the mystical clay courts of Roland Garros, is sure to carry plenty of interest. Rafael Nadal may say farewell to Roland Garros at the Olympics, as he will also play alongside two-time Wimbledon and most recent French Open champion Carlos Alcaraz. Andy Murray has also announced that Paris 2024 will be the final event of his spectacular career, but there is one storyline that takes the cake, and everyone will not be able to look away regardless of what happens. That is Novak Djokovic's pursuit of an elusive gold medal. This is the story of Novak Djokovic's complicated relationship with the Olympics. Novak Djokovic first took to the 2008 Beijing Olympics as a 21-year-old. Coming off his first Grand Slam at the Australian Open, Novak was seen as having a great chance to recreate such success in Beijing. The third seed had not dropped a set in the lead up to his quarterfinal clash with Gael Monfils. Djokovic dropped the first set but stormed back to reach the Olympic semi-finals, ensuring that he will at least play for a medal, a relatively common theme throughout his Olympic career. Another common theme would be continuing to beat Monfils, who he now holds a 19-0 head-to-head record against. In the semi-final, he would face the then reigning French Open and Wimbledon champion Rafael Nadal. In one of their most underrated matches, the two went back and forth, trading blows. It all came down to an ultimately decisive game at 5-4, whereby after having a chance to hold his service game, Novak eventually handed Nadal the win with a missed smash. Was this the birth of the Djoko smash? Nadal went on to win the gold medal, and Djokovic held his nerve to overcome James Blake and win a bronze medal for Serbia. Surely, this was just the beginning of a great start to a young Olympic career, a one guaranteed to have plenty of medals, right? Paris 2024 won't be the first time tennis has been played at a Grand Slam venue. At London 2012, tennis was played at the All England Club. The grass was taking a beating, and there was little time for the grass to recover between Wimbledon and the Olympics. An interesting side plot to the tennis. Novak was now a 5-time Grand Slam champion, and most importantly had won Wimbledon a year prior, in what he does say is his biggest accomplishment to this day. That is, winning both Wimbledon and becoming world number 1 all within a couple of days. Due to his newfound status of knocking on the door of becoming a sporting icon, Djokovic had the honor of being the flag bearer for Serbia during the opening ceremony. He waved the Serbian flag in pride. Djokovic, the second seed, was handed a tough draw, but worked his way through to the semi-finals once again, taking care of business against Fabio Fognini, Andy Roddick, former Wimbledon champion Leighton Hewitt, and then rival Jo-Wilfried Tsonga. Roddick has since come out and said that his loss to Djokovic played a key role in his early retirement, stating that even though he felt like he was in good form, playing Djokovic at the 2012 Olympics was eye-opening. He beat me like a drum, 6-2, 6-1 on a grass court. I thought this game is getting a little bit different to what I've been used to. These guys, referring to the big three, are from another planet. Next up for Djokovic was the colossal challenge of playing Andy Murray in a partisan atmosphere. Djokovic had his chances, but was broken twice at 6-5 to lose in straight sets. Potentially, Djokovic failed to regather his focus for the bronze medal match, falling to Juan Martín del Potro, as Murray crushed Roger Federer to win the gold medal. 4 years later, and Djokovic has racked up 12 slams. Aside from a surprise loss to Sam Querrey at Wimbledon a few weeks prior to the Olympics, Djokovic felt as if this was the best chance to win a gold medal. He had won 4 consecutive Grand Slams from Wimbledon 2015 to Roland Garros 2016 and was the definite favourite to win in Rio. Djokovic had admittedly been going through some personal issues at the time, and in hindsight was fighting through an ongoing elbow problem that led to subsequent surgery some 18 months later. Enter Juan Martín del Potro, the Argentine hammer who beat Djokovic to bronze 4 years prior. Coming off an injury layoff, Del Potro was eager to prove he can still match it with the very best. And he did. In the first round of the tournament, Djokovic was handed defeat by tennis's big friendly giant. Djokovic became overcome with emotion upon exiting the court. As the commentator said, Djokovic's dreams of an Olympic gold medal is gone. Gone for now anyway. Del Potro continued on a fairy tale run, taking out Nadal along the way to the final, where he did lose to Andy Murray, now a 2-time Olympic gold medalist. Djokovic's then coach and tennis legend Boris Becker has recently said that Djokovic was heartbroken from his Rio loss and refused to talk to him for days after his loss. The years that followed changed the outlook of the sport. Djokovic was virtually a non-factor in the tennis world in 2017, and until Wimbledon in 2018, many began to write him off. Elbow problems, coaching changes, and potential personal issues meant that Djokovic needed to find a new sense of purpose and motivation, something that he has himself said that he lost following his Roland Garros win in 2016. Could that have potentially impacted his Rio 2016 result? Who knows? But what we do know is that Djokovic collected another 8 Grand Slams by the next Olympic Games. Tokyo 2020, played in 2021 due to the postponement on set by the worldwide pandemic, was placed in a very awkward time in Djokovic's historic 2021 season. Coming off the back of 3 consecutive Grand Slam victories at the Australian Open, French Open and Wimbledon, Djokovic was on the cusp of greatness. He could complete the Grand Slam, winning all 4 majors in the same year. However, as always, the Olympics are played between Wimbledon and the US Open. Therefore, in 2021, Djokovic had a real chance to complete what no other male player has done, complete the Golden Slam, that being to win all 4 majors and the gold medal in the same year. Novak took the long trip from Tokyo to Europe and instantly became the most popular athlete in the Olympic Village. And be sure to remember this point. Djokovic took selfies, photos, and talked with many other fellow Olympians. Djokovic was on a goal much larger than just winning the Olympics. He wanted all the glory. And he only dropped 17 games before facing Alexander Zverev in the semi-finals. Additionally, Djokovic was racking up wins with his mixed doubles partner Nina Stojanovic. 2 gold medals were on the cards. Djokovic actually played in Tokyo in 2019 to prepare for what he thought would be the Olympics in 2020 and won the event. However, in 2021, tennis at the Tokyo Olympics were controversial. Obscene temperatures, borderline conditions led to a dip in the pure quality of tennis. The safety of the players was put into question. And, up a set and a break in the semi-finals, the amount of tennis Djokovic had played in 2021 had all of a sudden caught up with him. Zverev began to dominate, ace after ace, winner after winner. Djokovic became a spectator to Zverev's play. Another semi-final loss. Djokovic embraced with Zverev at the net and held in his emotions until a brief interview with the Serbian media after the match. Later that night, Djokovic was not the same player in the mixed doubles, and the Serbian pair were simply inferior in the important moments. As for the bronze medal matches, Djokovic did at least seem he wanted to fight for the podium and showed much more energy than in London 2012. However, his shots lacked power, and he was simply outworked by a hungry Pablo Carreño Busta, and it was fair to say the Joker wasn't happy. Djokovic would later pull out of the mixed doubles bronze medal match. In the blink of an eye, Djokovic went from looking set to potentially playing 2 gold medal matches to leaving Tokyo with no medal whatsoever. As for the calendar Grand Slam, that too ended in disappointment, as Djokovic fell to Daniil Medvedev in the 2021 US Open final. 4 slam wins later, and we reached Paris 2024. 2024 has been somewhat of a turbulent year for Novak Djokovic. Reaching the semis, quarters, and finals of the first 3 Grand Slams of the year would be the crowning moment of most professional tennis players, but not for Djokovic. In his own words, anything other than winning titles is a failure. From an injury-ridden and illness-ridden Australian campaign, the water bottle gate in Rome, withdrawing from Roland Garros with a torn meniscus, and subsequently managing this injury en route to a Wimbledon final loss, proves that, at least tennis-wise, 2024 has been an emotional roller coaster for tennis's greatest. But, in some weird way, 2024 has been about the Olympics for Djokovic, and is set to learn from previous mistakes. As Djokovic departs for Paris, Boris Becker says that Djokovic has so many great wins in his career, but you could see the disappointment. He showed how proud he is to be Serbian, he loves his country more than anything else in the world, and that's why these upcoming Paris Olympics will be so important for him. Djokovic has changed his approach for the Paris Olympics, returning to the same clay court where he injured his knee. Djokovic will have to be mentally strong. Djokovic has opted to train and fly out from Montenegro to Paris. He has had a mix of a training block and vacation on the Adriatic coast following a demanding past few months. He decided to not train in Serbia prior to the Olympics in order to take off the pressure because he is aware that only gold is expected of him. He doesn't need to be reminded of that by people every day wherever he moves. Djokovic has opted to skip the pre-Olympic departure press conference and has decided to not be in the Olympic Village, as it took a lot of energy from him. There wasn't an athlete who didn't want to ask Novak something, and although he enjoyed it, it's such a time commitment that required plenty of time and energy. He will likely take accommodation outside the village. Serbian rower Jovana Arsic described the situation from Tokyo as people bothering him as he was eating and minding his own business. Furthermore, Djokovic will also play only singles in Paris. So the question remains, is it time? Is it time Djokovic wins gold? Is it time Djokovic completes tennis? Well, that remains to be seen. But without meaning to add any pressure, in a year where Djokovic seems to be all about lowering his expectations, I have a pretty good feeling. So let me know if you think Djokovic will win. And I have to say, if you're going to the Olympics or simply want to support your nation, buying a quality and cheap football kit from Soccerratos is the way to go. Soccerratos provides free and fast delivery and offers a wide range of football and basketball shirts. Support your nation this Olympics with Soccerratos. Here I am with my recently delivered quality Belgium kit. You can get it as well, and that's why I have an offer for you guys. Use code SPORT for 10% off at checkout. Until next time.